All right, we'll take a look at the hypothesis. What are the three methods for solving linear systems? We just did two of them. One of them would be the substitution. One would be we just did the elimination. And then, of course, there is the equal values method, which is when you set two mx plus b's equal to each other. If you have isolated variable in both of them, then the equal values method. Okay, can you use just one method for all systems? Technically, yes. Like, you could just always use substitution or elimination or equal values. Technically, yes, you can. The trouble is that sometimes one method works better and sometimes another method works better depending on the system. Sometimes one method is more efficient, again meaning easier and less work. Sometimes another method is more efficient, but all three methods will work. And it's not sometimes, it's sometimes. Okay. If so, is this a good idea? It's probably not a good idea. It's probably not a good idea to always be using the same method, because each method has its own time when it works best. Its own time or situation where it works best. So how do you know which method to use for a given system? Well, we know when both equations are in slope-intercept, when both equations are in slope-intercept, meaning like y equals mx plus b, you can set the two mx plus b's equal to each other. So mx plus b equals mx plus b, and that means you're using what's known as the equal values method. And I apologize for my totally ludicrous spelling on that one. The equal values method. So in other words, if you have two slope intercepts, you can set the mx plus b part equal to each other. It's important though that the same variable be isolated for both of those. If it's two different variables, then you can't just use equal values method. If you have one slope intercept and one standard, which would be the ax plus by is equal to c, and one standard, you should probably use, well, say that y is isolated in slope-intercept. Therefore, when you see y here, you can plug in the mx plus b value where you see the y. So plugging in a known value into another equation is called substitution. And last, if you have two standard form equations, you should PROB. And I keep saying probably because you can do it any way you want. This is just what's the easiest way, the most efficient way. You should probably use standard because elimination, because you can make the coefficients of either the x or the y disappear by getting the opposite. Hi, Eddie. Now you're famous. Getting the opposite coefficient of the x or the y to make one of the variables disappear. So you would use elimination method if they're both in standard. Is there a clear rule for which method you use for solving systems? Yes. Use the pattern described above. That doesn't say above, and that doesn't say pattern. Jeez, typing is not happening today. Depending on which two equation forms you have. And there's no reason in saying the answer again. Basically, with a thorough answer for this question, the prediction is very clear. When you're given a certain system, you will have this exact pattern to follow, and it should work fine. Hopefully this is all very repetitive for you. Hopefully you're feeling very confident with this.